Alright folks, welcome back. Every day I give you a new example of a successful gold stake run. I put the seed in the video description so you can try it yourself before I show you what you did wrong. This is Balatro every day, and today I have a cat in my lap. Let's go gold stake ghost deck. Alright, first boss, discard random cards. Let's go for the diamonds instead of going for the full house. Diamonds flush. This already wins. There we go. Alright, ghost deck. We could take parking, we could take buffoon pack. If I'm playing on the gold stake, I really like early value generators. I think if you take parking, you do have a lot of risk going into the big blind, a lot of risk going into the boss. But because we are playing on the ghost deck, because we have Hex, I think I do it. I think I don't even look in the buffoon pack. Let's go next. Parking is not the best value generator, but it's certainly not the worst. Any hand that would normally be 300 points is now 450, so we can win with, could be some flush, could be I try to go for a full house in face cards, seems kind of greedy. I'm going to throw away the 3 of spades. We can try to get the straight, or I guess we can try to get the flush. Getting a flush with face cards, or trying to get the queen, I guess I go for the flush. Okay, so I have a flush which wins. If I play high card, I have a chance. It's 50 cents on average per card, so in total like $1.50. Play one hand, get $1.50 is probably what we want to do. Okay, and we can do it again with a pair of sevens. And play one more. Wait, I need to keep the 7. Alright, there we go. Play a flush. Okay, could take a spaceman as another value generator. The way that I think about the spaceman is it's a chips generator. If I play high card 4 times, then I get 10 chips. So it's like 2.5 chips per hand. Or if I play pairs, then that's 15 chips for a level up. So maybe on average it's 4 chips per hand. I think of the spaceman as kind of like a square joker, kind of scaling. And I do like that. So we take a spaceman here. And then we can't take anything else. I think taking overstock is also reasonable, but I'm a believer in the spaceman. All right, I could spam pairs. I don't think it's safe to do that into this boss. I will play the flush. Wasn't expecting the level, but getting the level, maybe that changes the direction we want to go. Could be a bus here, could be judgment. Probably we do the bus, probably we do the judgment, so we can go judgment first. Take Huesos here. Boss is play only one hand. I kind of like that idea. Alright, now let's do high card, maybe. The pairs are safer, but trying to do pairs at the same time as parking is a little bit dubious, let's say. Okay, let's go high card ace. I'm gonna play high card so I can get the levels, maybe. If we miss, we can always do this. Or maybe what we're supposed to do is play the 2 pair to be safe. I guess the bus is supposed to go over here. So trade Huesos for a bunch of molt here. I think I'm into it. We just lose, but that's okay. Trading Huesos for money. Bummer. Odd as a source of chips. Now the high card actually can win. Okay, and then that gives us an answer to the boss. So throw away all of these. I can play high card ace. Okay, I can play high card 3. I can do high card 7. And high card 7. Discard one more time, I guess. There you go. Okay. There's a Mercury card. So this is why, you know, usually we play pairs instead of high card, is because with pairs you get twice as many cards for Todd. I want to have some kind of answer to the boss. If I just do bus plus Todd, maybe 2 pair wins. Greedy Joker seems unnecessary. Let's go Buffoon Pack. Rocket I would take if I didn't already have parking. 8 Ball I don't think we can take as an Eternal, so we miss. Go Celestial Pack. Could be, you know, we didn't get any high card levels. We could just switch to pairs. We could just give up on parking. If I'm on the ghost deck, I like having all the extra money for re-rolling. Could be take Jupiter going into the boss. Could be, I think Greedy Joker is not necessary. I do like Tarot Merchant. I think it's worth going a little bit under on the interest cap here. We do have parking. We can bounce back. I probably want to get 2 pair odds. I can play, could be a flush with the odd cards. Could be a pair 5s with 7s. How about aces with 7s here? There you go. If we play the pair instead of the 2 pair, it's half as many points, it still wins. We could go hologram. Is actually pretty fun on the ghost deck. If I take the hologram, do I take this Arcana pack? Maybe. We do have parking money, so could take a Hermie here. Then hologram, then celestial pack. Okay. Mercury, maybe. In an emergency, I might. Go next. Boss says Spazer debuff, that's okay. So now I can play high card 9. That should be fine. Right, if that's 800, maybe I need a pair of 5s. We might be doing pairs. Fine. That's okay. Death card. Okay. We go Arcana in case we get a Fool. We get a Hungman instead. So usually with Bust, you want to remove the phase cards. So probably that's the thing that we should do. I think we have to give up on parking, which is sad, but I think that's what we're going to do here. You could alternatively make a steel card and copy it with Death. I think I just hang them here. Maybe 10s we remove. 2s you can turn into 3s. 10s turn into jacks, so we remove the 10s. Let's go Celestial Pack. And then now this stuff doesn't matter. Maybe take Venus. And go next. Alright. I probably just want to play pairs. So let's do that. I can play a pair of aces, keeping a 5. Okay. Odd pairs win, so let's play even pairs instead. I could play high card here, which wins. There we go. This boss, spades are debuffed, that's fine. Alright, Emperor, yes. We also have 6 cents. So maybe now my pairs are strong enough we don't need Todd, could be. Could be Purple King, could be Gold 9, seems good. And then Mega Arcana pack. Alright, King and 10, we can hang him again. We could make a Gold Ace, and then that gives us another something we can copy with Death. Let's do that. So let's go Gold, Ace, King and 10, we can hang him. And then go next. We don't take the voucher because we need all of our hands if we're going to play pairs. Not that we should play pairs, that's just what we're doing. I can turn a jack into an ace. I could wait on this decision, but I want to use the Emperor now. Star and Lovers, maybe. So now I maybe don't want to play the pair of 9s if it's going to score too much. Definitely put these on the left. I want to try to get my spaceman value from playing more hands. I can discard or maybe try to get a 7 here. Okay, I can play a pair of 7s. Trying not to win. Discard the 7s. Play the pair of 8s. Trying to draw the gold card. I can play the pair of 3s now. And I could draw a 5, possibly. Okay. 3,000 points for that pair. Next round we need 9,000 points. There's Abstract Joker. Boss says clubs are debuffed. Alright. Fool for an Emperor, sure. Temperance is 15. We could take an Arcana pack here. Because I have the bus, I don't need Abstract Joker. I could potentially want a different source of chips instead of Todd, but maybe now I have high enough level pairs I don't need Todd. I could go Fool for Temperance, I think is good enough. We get a purple seal. And then Strength. Strength, we could try to turn kings into aces. I have 2 more kings left. There's Fool for Temperance. So probably purple 9. And then Temperance here. I would prefer putting the purple seal on a gold card, but since we have a Fool, I want to use Temperance. So I got to use the medium there. Take the boss reroll now. You don't have to buy it yet. We can wait until after the boss. We can reroll once more and go next. Alright. I could discard the face cards. I could discard these face cards. I could use the strength on 1 king. I think that's a good enough play. I could keep the face cards for the parking money. I don't have any more 10s that I can pair up. This is going to be like 4,000. Maybe. I could play the pair of 8s. Discard first. Try to get the gold cards. Then play the pair of 8s. I can play a pair of 9s. Okay. 21 on the bus. There's a red card, which generally I prefer over the bus. Maybe we do both. Maybe we drop Todd here. Maybe we have enough chips from just the spaceman. I kind of like that idea. I think the red card can catch up to the bus, if not overtake the bus. Don't need the gelato here. Go one more. Mercury, yes. Strength, go one more. Could be supernova instead of red card. I think bus is bigger than supernova, so we stick with the bus. Red card grows faster than supernova, so we just go next. All right, I can start with a pair of 6s. I can follow up with a pair of aces. The next pair wins. We can discard the faces and try to draw the kings. There's a queen. Yeah, I guess discard the queen. All right, here I will play the pair of 2s and then save the strength for the kings. Okay. Fool for Mercury or Fool for Strength? Probably Strength. Mercury here. Yep. Alright, 6 cents. No, let's go next. Alright, so I have a queen that I can strengthen. Play the 5s first. Alright, queen and jack. I am willing to go strengthen one time, but then I think we discard. I could play aces like this first. And then discard. We get a sun we don't need. We could discard one more time. Alright, I could strengthen the one king. I could save the fool at this point. Probably we just save the fool at this point. Cool. Haven't seen standard packs, huh? We could take Arcana. Could be Judgment, could be Spin the Wheel. I think we skip for the red card. Could take a Burglar. Burglar is good with the Spaceman. It's good with... It's okay with the bus. It can be a little bit spooky if you draw your face cards. Though we have done a pretty good job getting rid of the face cards. So maybe what you do is you take the burger instead of the red card. That probably just wins for us. Bummer. Alright. Go next. Grim. More aces. Not unreasonable, actually. This guarantees us a pair. At any time, we can always just play a pair of aces. I play the pair of 9s. Alright, pair the 6s. Someone asked before, how do I decide, what pairs to play and what cards to hold on to? Sometimes I peek at the deck and I see, okay, I've got, extra 7s and 5s in the deck, so maybe I should keep the 7 in hand. But mostly it's just vibes. Play the pair of 8s. Play the low cards, keep the high cards. That's usually good enough. Heuristic. Familiar? No. Fool, am I going strength? Well, I'm not taking anything there. I could take a glass 7. I think the answer is no. I don't want to take these because it gets in the way of me drawing my gold cards. So let's go next. Alright. I could strengthen the 1 king. I can play the 9s first. I don't have a pair. I could strengthen the king to get a pair. I could just use Grim here. Now we have a pair. I can play the glass pair, throwing away a jack. I can strengthen the kings. Throw away the queen. And I don't actually know if I have more 10s or 9s in the deck. I don't actually care. It is that easy for us to get pairs. Something we could do in that situation, you could play high card as a way of digging for the gold cards. I think it doesn't matter. We don't have room for the baseball card. Probably. Actually, baseball card I think does beat the bus here because of our pairs being as high level as they are. So maybe we do that. All right. I do want the Tarot Tycoon now since we are all loaded up on jokers. I could take Cryptid. Could make more aces. Could be Hex. I guess Hex is a times 0.5. It's 50% more. You could use, let's say, Familiar to get 3 cards, or you could use Cryptid to get 2 more cards, could get 2 more aces. For the purposes of hologram, let's say you add 2 cards. So the difference between the times 1.75 versus the times 2.25, maybe it's hard to tell that that's not 50% more. And it gets worse long term. So let's say your hologram is already times 3, and then if you add 0.5 on top of that, the difference between 3 versus 3.5, it's not going to be 50% more multiplicatively. So Hex is probably better scoring wise. The one advantage of Cryptid is we get aces, which makes it easier to get pairs. We get more gold cards, makes it easier to get money. You could also just use Familiar and then do the face cards now. And try to get some parking money. I think the gold cards are going to be better. So let's go Cryptid. I guess you can't really Hex if you're holding onto the baseball card. And so that's a good reason. Here, if I know I'm opening the Spectral Pack, don't take the baseball card yet. Open the Spectral Pack first, in case you get Hex. That's what we should have done. Let's go next. That's a gold ace under there, probably. Well, there's an ace under there, it's probably gold. And now, since I have so many more aces and a little bit 9s, basically just throw away anything that's not an ace. Throw away anything that's not a 9. I will play high card here so that I don't play my gold cards immediately. I can play these 9s. One consequence of taking the baseball card, when we were doing the bus, we could kind of sandbag a little bit, whereas now we can't. We can't rearrange our jokers. What's this? This was that face down ace. I can play these aces. That's it. Oh. Crunchy. I actually like that because if we lose an ace, now we have more gold cards. So maybe that glass card could have been useful against some boss. Could take Magic Trick. Alright. Let's go Arcana Pack. So Fool gives me strength. We could just take Hermie for money. Probably the money makes the most sense. I don't really need strength because my pairs are easy to draw. I can make another glass ace. I could make some lucky aces for more money. I think long term, especially against this boss here, base chips and mold halved, I don't have any plus mold. I don't have any plus chips. It's just my base, and so maybe it makes sense to make a glass card. Let's go lucky 9 since we have 5 9s in the deck, and then glass ace. We take the magic trick and go one more. Alright, strength, we don't need it, but we could still use it. We could also turn 8s into 9s. We could also re-roll the boss, depending on how you're feeling. Let's play a pair of aces. So I'm looking for one king. I'm looking for maybe an 8 to go with the king. I have an 8. I will play high card. So we know the pair wins. We can go king and 8 here, and then play the aces. This is enough gold cards in hand. Alright, could be priestess, not super important. Standard pack for the hologram. Could be a steel card, could be a foil card. Steel 7, could be a steel 10. I don't have that many 10s, maybe I take the 7. I don't actually need the foil, so taking the extra 7 since I don't have any 10s. I could go gold seal on the ace and then go next. Alright, pair the 9s. Probably you're supposed to play the pair of aces, because if I have 4 aces in hand, I can't just play 4 aces. I have to click some of these other cards here. This pair wins, so maybe what you want to do is play 2 pair, which we know doesn't win. I want to try to draw more gold cards. I could play 2 pair again, throwing away the face cards. I could play high card. 29 cards in deck. I can play the pair of 9s. There we go. Alright, could be Hyro here, could be Celestial Pack. We take a Mercury card. Okay. So currently I'm getting 50,000 per hand. I was able to get 100,000 with 2 hands. So against this boss, it's going to be a quarter the amount of points. So, probably we need to re-roll the boss, even with the extra on the hologram. We could take a 9. We could, since we already have the 7s, could take a 7 here. Could be Hierophant. Yeah, maybe. I could get some extra chips from that. Maybe that helps with the boss. I'm just gonna re-roll it, right? Play 5 cards. That's something that we can do. I can play these 9s. I could make bonus 9s. Alright, I could play 9 high. I could play aces. I can't play aces. See, this is the problem with you draw too many aces, so let's throw one away and then play this pair. That's it. Okay, so this boss says play only one type of hand. Okay, you could skip for, could be 40 bucks. You could do 40 bucks twice. I think I just want to play it out so that I get more shops for the hologram. I get more hands for the spaceman. No Mercury there. Take Mercury here. And then, last card, I guess. Alright. One thing kind of spooky about this boss, if our opening hand doesn't have a pair, it's unlikely, but if our opening hand doesn't have a pair, we just lose on the spot. Okay. I could go high card. My high card is getting up there too. I could go glass ace and then play the gold seal for the money. Alright, fool for justice. We could make a glass card. We could hold on to the fool. We're getting close to the end. The one thing better would be death. And maybe I don't actually need more aces. I actually just make a glass card. This close to the end, I think we just make a glass card. Alright, go next. I can play the aces for the money. I want to try to put the glass on a different ace. I could play a high card here, digging for my gold cards and my aces. There's the glass ace, and then you play the eights. Okay. Standard pack. We could pick up another 9 since we have 9s. 7 9s, let's get another 9. That should help making pairs. We could go one more. Trading card, we don't have room, unfortunately. Could be a glass 9 here. Or sorry, steel 9 here. And then in the future, make a gold card with the devil. Let's go next. Here we go. Pair of 5s. Throwing away a jack. If you wanted to play it super safe, you could reroll the boss. You could reroll in the shop and try to get a death card or a strength card. You could... that's it. Those are the options. There are worse bosses, probably. We could play the pair of 7s here. Or we could try to get more gold cards. I can go one more time. I could go one more time. Alright, this ace I can turn into gold. This gold seal. Okay. And we can reroll the boss. Cool, I guess. I can take another 9. I could take a rock. Probably the rock doesn't matter, but we just take something for the hologram value. Could be Arcana pack. Could be Hermie. Or sorry, Hierophant. Hierophant probably doesn't matter at this point. Could take Ramen. Is worse than baseball card. I get a death card. So probably at this point the glass cards are best. And go next. Alright, I have a pair of 9s. This might win. Okay. I have a pair of 4s. I could try to get more gold cards. I could play the pair of 9s. I could make a gold 4, I guess. There we go. Okay. Fool for a devil's okay. Actually, Chariot's kind of interesting. Since we have such high level here. There's an ace, or we could take a glass card. Could take a glass jack, but I don't have a lot of jacks, so let's take a 5. Could be, don't need anything from the celestial pack. Let's just go next. Alright, I will try to draw my aces. try to avoid playing glass cards, I can play a pair of 9s. I maybe should have played the glass card so that I could discard it. That's what I should have done. I can play high card 8. I could probably, if I am going to make steel cards, I should probably make the 9s into steel. That way the held in hand cards are steel. Let's just do the 5s. That's fine. Alright. Could be Spectral Pack, could be Celestial Pack. Alright. Could be a Fool for another Chariot. Could be take a... Is that the first card, or did I just miss? Magic Trick, is that the first card? Here's the thing about Magic Trick. It adds playing cards to the shop. It doesn't add enough playing cards to the shop. Let's go one more. How about 8 and Queen? Alright, I forgive you. How about we go Red Seal? On the glass card? Sure. Could spin the wheel here. Go next. What's the most interesting boss? Debuffed cards doesn't matter. I guess debuff cards you wouldn't be able to use the glass cards, but we don't really need the glass cards. Violet Vessel is maybe... I would say Crimson Heart is worse than the Violet Vessel. Maybe. I guess I only have the 2 jokers which score of all of my jokers, so oh well. Anyway, let's just play the full house. Alright, we could play a 10 here. We could have a steel 5. We could... I have a pair of queens now. Let's play 2 pair. I have a pair of 9s. I have ace high, sure. Alright. How about a steel 6? How about a pair of aces? Could have beaten the Violet Vessel, I guess. Alright, well that's kind of interesting. SV5, SV5. What are the odds of that happening? Wait, no, this is SV5, this is SVS? Hard to tell. Anyway, obviously hologram is busted powerful. You know, able, if you pick it up in ante 1 or ante 2 or whatever it was super early, easy to get it up to ×4 or ×5. Actually surprised that we didn't get it even higher than this. Not every shop is going to have standard packs, and sometimes it's just a small standard pack instead of the mega standard pack. But if you're playing on the Ghost deck, you do have access to the Spectral cards, which make extra cards like Cryptid or Familiar or Grim. Also, you could get the voucher, the Magic Trick. Magic Trick, I think if you have the hologram, is worth taking. I think don't expect too much necessarily. Being able to get a lot of there's not that many playing cards added to the shop. The probability is still pretty low. And so it depends on your ability to have a lot of money. A lot of money to do a lot of rerolls, and then you can find the playing cards. So it's kind of... If you're already winning in the sense of already having a lot of money, then you're able to do the hologram thing, if that's what you want to do. I think the most important thing from this run is kind of, obviously on the gold stakes, it's almost memeable. We spam pairs and we do the blue seals, and then the blue seals give you absurd hand levels, and then you win that way. That's like what a typical gold stake endgame looks like. Here, instead of using the blue seals, absolutely you don't need the blue seals. One way that I like to scale up is you could use some kind of scaling chips joker, square joker. Instead of a blue seal, you could use the castle. Instead of a blue seal, you could use the bull as a scaling chips joker. All of these other options, there's not too many and they're not too common necessarily, but there are other options. And you know, here the spaceman, as the way that I think about the spaceman is this is another chips joker. This is a scaling chips joker. If you're only playing one hand per round, if you're only playing one flush per round, then this is not going to do very much for you, right? It's going to take you 4 rounds on average to get 1 level up if you're only playing one hand per round. If you're playing one straight per round, then this could be worth it because you get a lot of reward for each straight level. You get 30 chips and 15 molt from the one level, so even if it only happens every 4 rounds, then that's still worth it. If you're playing pairs, very often you end up in a situation play 3 or 4 pairs per round. If you're playing 4 pairs per round, you're getting on average 1 level per round. So that's kind of the same as a square joker, 15 chips per round. You could also do it with high card. The problem with high card is each level up does less, so you get less reward, right? I think pairs are kind of the perfect hand to play with the spaceman. There are other options, but pairs are probably the best one. Maybe 2 pair as the second best because you get 20 chips per level up, and you can reasonably play 2 pair multiple times. The spaceman is going to be best with those spammable hands as kind of like a replacement for the square joker. Though, you know, if we're being completely honest, I wish the spaceman was 1 and 3 instead of 1 and 4. I think we could go 1 and 3. And it would still be, maybe you'd have to increase the price of it, but maybe that'd be a little bit better balance-wise. Anyway, this was not a particularly difficult run. They don't all have to be difficult. They don't all have to be educational. I hope you had fun if you tried it yourself. Take care, everyone.